I'm 40 years old. I had over 30 doors, and I'm a retired real estate investor. Out here trying to make things happen the right way. Right way.
So y'all got some work going on.
Yeah. You're gonna change a lot of it, but this one we didn't really buy when it was bad. You know what I mean? All new cabinets, all new floors.
I like that subway tile.
Yeah, subway tile.
Special shower head.
A lot of these properties, you want to also save what you can. Went to Camden High School, went to all public schools in Camden, and now I'm a retired real estate investor. I buy real estate in my own community. I buy properties where I grew up at. I buy properties where I played as a kid.
Have you influenced anybody to grab property?
One of my partners now, we bought a house together, and he told me he bought his first property watching my videos. That's powerful stuff that you just out here. I record myself when I'm doing something, and I was able to influence somebody to do something I'm doing the right way, man.
Right.
And that's powerful, right? Because just how negativity is contagious, positivity is contagious too. And when I was a kid, I wouldn't even think the things that I'm doing now. I thought I would have had to work for somebody for the next 40 years. And retirement now, it's impossible. We make sure we keep it nice and clean.
Right.
And at the same time, you wanna make sure your cost is at the right number.
So you try to find a balance between.
Exactly. You find a balance. You want stuff to look real nice, but at the same time, don't exceed your budget. Make sure you keep your budget at the right number. You know what I mean? And your budget gotta think about taxes, insurance. If you put a mortgage on this property, and what's the rent, and also your reserves. You know what I mean? Some people meet right in the middle. So if something happens to the property, they underwater. I had a W-2 job. I worked for Coca-Cola as a truck driver. Being an employee, having a W-2 jobs, it was an easier way for me to go to these banks and getting loans. So I was getting conventional loans, buying more properties with that, using my W-2 jobs to fund my real estate business. And I continue to do that. Instead of buying cars and buying stuff that I wanted for myself, I used that money to reinvest into my own business, to Camden Rentals. So what I was doing is going to these banks, getting conventional loans, buying these properties little by little. This thing, real estate, is to outlast me. I don't do real estate for the moment, like more or less. I don't do real estate to make money now, for this week, for next week. I do it for everybody after me, for my kids. So when I buy these properties and I invest into them right now, they gonna have them. It's gonna be worth a lot more money when they get them.
What's the first thing? Is it credit or cash or?
First thing is education. Know what you want to do. Know all the games about real estate. You don't gotta know everything, but definitely you want to understand how it works. How is it to get a loan? You know what I mean? I got conventional loan. So yeah, having good credit do help, because having good credit, you can have somebody that lend you the money to purchase these properties. But at the same time, you gotta have information. So you want to join real estate groups. If you want to listen to podcasts, you want to listen to audio books or read books and learn how some of this real estate thing works. Ask a lot of questions, please. Don't feel like you need to know it all right now, and don't think that you do know it all.
Yo, what's the process for buying one of these? Like something that's
So this one
boarded up.
This one, we knew the owner, so it wasn't like a tax lien or nothing. We actually knew the owner. She had a bunch of property that was vacant. You know what I mean? That was damaged, and then we bought a whole portfolio.
Is it usually like quicker or more difficult to buy something that looks abandoned?
The thing is, knowing the owner, knowing the owner of the property is the first thing. Find out who owns it. See if you can find the creative deal to purchase the property, so you don't gotta wait till it go to tax lien, wait for the city to take it. Find the owner, see if you can come up with a number so everybody can win.
The credit or cash, what's next?
Well, what I did was I go to the bank and I ask for a conventional loan. So your first thing you want to do is get a pre-approval letter. Getting a pre-approval is telling your seller that's selling you the property that you have backup, meaning you have a pre-approved letter that you can make an offer on a property, because you have the letter to show that the bank is willing to give that amount if you buy the property. Unless you got a bunch of money that you want to buy cash, go to the bank, go get a pre-approved letter and see if you're able to qualify for a conventional loan. How you doing? This one I actually bought, I want to say 3 years ago. And I remember sitting in my head like, man, one day I'm gonna buy all these. And then I sent that thing out, you know what I mean?
Then they just became available, huh?
And they just came. Then this one of my tenants left. Did everything we had to do. Look. The hood shit.
Okay. So they definitely drinking Henny.
We cleaned it all up, so we get this house, you know what I mean, we rent it.
What's the square footage of this joint?
This one's small, this only a 2-bedroom, it's probably like 900.
Okay, once you have pre-approval, what do you do?
After you get a pre-approval, then you can go hire a real estate agent. Or if you want to find it yourself. But what I did was I found an agent that wasn't as an investor also, investor friendly. And we started looking at properties, seeing what properties make sense for what I was trying to do. I wanted a real estate agent that was investment friendly, that understand that I wanted to buy a property, that I was going to put tenants in there, and I needed it as a rental property instead of being my primary property.
Once you hook up with the realtor and you find the property you like, what's next?
After you find the property you like, you go see it, now you want to go make an offer. You got to make sure you do your numbers to understand what offer makes sense for you, as meaning how much the rent's going to be, your taxes, how much your rehab going to be if you're going to fix the property up. And then after you find the property, you make an offer, and hopefully your offer get accepted. So after it get accepted, you can be in the closing table with your first rental property.
Okay, and then after closing?
After closing, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to rehab it, or you bought it turnkey, meaning if you bought it and there's nothing to do to it, not like a shell or a rehab, you fix it up, and then you can go to the city, and then that's a whole nother story. You got to go to the city and get it all the inspections made for it. Get a CO, meaning a certificate of occupancy, so then you are legally able to live in there. Then you got to get a city rental, then you'll be able to rent the house out.
So then you can rent it out.
Yep.
Okay, then you're just rich.
No, then you got to deal with tenant problems, you know what I mean? Then you got to deal with phone calls, then you got to deal with issues, then you got to deal with tenants not paying you, then you got to deal with your water heater's not working, or your heater is not working, or you got a leak from the toilet. That's part of the business. It's part of the business, just like any other business.